This page is the striking cover of Saturn Fan Magazine, featuring the intense face of Evangelion Unit 01, highlighting a major feature on Neon Genesis Evangelion's second impression, complete with a support file appendix offering a full guide to the game's early branching paths. The cover also announces reports on a slew of exciting titles hitting the Saturn, including the survival horror classic Resident Evil, the epic RPG Grandia, Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story 2i, the dating sim Kakyusei, the fighting game Last Bronx, and the RPGs Samurai Showdown RPG, and mobile battleship Nadesico. It also notes Chunsoft's entry into the Saturn market, with their sound novel, Machiai. A valuable CD jacket is also listed as a bonus item. This issue looks packed with information on the latest and greatest coming to the Sega Saturn.
This page features a high-octane spread for Daytona USA Circuit Edition on the Sega Saturn, announcing the return of the iconic Hornet racing machine. Building on the arcade classic, this enhanced version brings several exciting additions. Two brand new courses, National Park Speedway and Desert City, are introduced to challenge players alongside the original tracks. The game boasts a comprehensive two-player battle mode, supporting competitive racing via the X-Band online service or a direct link cable connection. A ghost mode allows players to race against their own best laps or downloaded ghosts, while a replay feature captures your thrilling drives. You can also master the tracks with 8 different car types, each offering unique handling and characteristics. The page is visually striking, with large images of the cars set against dramatic mountain backdrops, complemented by smaller screenshots showcasing the new courses and features. Daytona USA Circuit Edition is available now for 5,800 yen, and the Sega Saturn console itself is highlighted with a price of 20,000 yen.
This page features a unique fantasy fishing adventure on the Sega Saturn called Gen no Black Bass. The bold vertical text on the left declares, "I had a dream where I caught a huge fish," setting the stage for the game's premise. The text on the right continues, "Moreover, that dream was an incredibly fun and enjoyable journey." This isn't just a straightforward fishing simulator. It's described as a fantasy fishing game and a grand adventure searching for bass in the dream world. Screenshots show a young boy and his dog fishing in a fantastical setting where a fairy appears, challenging him to catch a massive 100 centimeters black bass in an illusionary lake within his dream. The game involves journeying through this dream world, meeting various characters, as seen in a screenshot featuring anthropomorphic rabbits, and engaging in one-on-one battles with fish during the fishing sequences. Success in fishing seems to open paths to new areas, including the elusive, illusionary lake. Gen no Black Bass offers a blend of adventure and fishing gameplay, promising a unique experience beyond typical sports titles. It was released on March 28 for 5,800 yen, developed by Make Software and published by Electronic Arts Victor. This page prominently features Skull Fang, a dynamic chase shooting game from Data East, scheduled for release in May. The artwork shows a sleek, green futuristic aircraft set against a deep blue sky, with inset screenshots displaying intense aerial combat gameplay. Below this, a vibrant section introduces Voice Idol Maniacs, Pool Bar Story, a 2-disc Crydrom game featuring voice acting and promising a premium experience, set for an April release. The right side of the page is the contents list for this issue of Saturn Fan Magazine, dated March 14, 1997. Key features include emergency reports on games like Resident Evil, special reports on Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story 2i, Grandia, and Kakyusei. There's a Sega Power-Up report covering various titles, including columns on Sakura Wars, Advance World War, and Manx TT Superbike. Strategy sections offer guides for games like Daytona USA and Enemy Zero, while recurring features cover game impressions, idle news, and rankings, including sales charts and reader reviews. The issue also boasts special attachments, specifically a Neon Genesis Evangelion second impression support file, and a valuable CD jacket insert. This page is an emergency report announcing Chunsoft's official entry into the Sega Saturn world. The highlight is a brand new, original sound novel titled Machi, which translates to The Town. The game is set in modern-day Shibuya and revolves around tracking down a criminal who issued a bombing threat. Hideki Nagasaka, known for the scenario and supervision of the earlier Super Famicom sound novel hit Odogiriso, is involved in Machi's production. The page provides background on Chunsoft, a developer acclaimed for pioneering the sound novel genre with titles like Odogiriso and Kamaitachi no Yoru, and also known for the popular mystery dungeon series such as Torneko's Great Adventure and Shiren the Wanderer.
Machi is leveraging the power of the Saturn's Creedrom format to deliver enhanced presentation, promising maximized performance effects through the integration of sound and visuals, including extensive use of real sound effects and potential voice acting. The game will span 2 discs and feature a large cast of characters. A unique aspect of the production is an audition process for extras using Purikura sticker photos. The magazine promises a full report on Machi in the next issue. A Sega Saturn port of Resident Evil, featuring near-identical graphics to the PlayStation version, is confirmed. Resident Evil 2 is also slated for Saturn, showcasing early visuals of the Raccoon City outbreak and characters Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield. Capcom developers discussed the projects, emphasizing their dedication to delivering a high-quality survival horror experience on the Saturn, with both games highlighting intense action and challenges. This page dives into the concluding chapter of the Mobile Suit Gundam side story, the Blue Destiny series on Sega Saturn, focusing on the 3rd game, which wraps up the one-year war storyline. The article highlights the game's multi-ending system, where your performance across all 3 games influences the outcome. Achieving high ranks in each part is crucial for unlocking the better endings. It also details unlockable content that appears after clearing the game. One is a stage select mode, allowing you to revisit favorite missions. Another is the EMS viewer, a cool feature letting you examine detailed models of the mobile suits from all 3 games, including fan favorites like the Hygog and even the Humble Ball, noting there are 11 types in total. The 3rd, secret mode, is teased for hardcore fans. The page includes an interview with the game's producer, discussing the development challenges, the satisfaction of finishing the series, and touches upon elements like the space stages and the importance of player skill for getting good results. He specifically mentions the Hygog and the protagonist Yu as highlights. The visuals showcase gameplay screenshots, menus for the unlockable modes, and detailed views of the mobile suit models you can inspect. It's clear this final entry is packed with content designed to reward dedicated players. This page details the final missions of Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story 2-1. Judged on Sega Saturn, culminating in the final battle against Nimbus and his fearsome Blue Destiny Unit 2. It also delves into the story's background, explaining the protagonist Yu Kojima's path, the enigmatic exam system, and his history of confrontations with Nimbus across the series. The article highlights missions 3, 4, and 5, showcasing diverse environments from tight colony corridors with limited functionality like jumping and map data, to the layered space stages requiring careful vertical movement. Mission 4 focuses on uncovering and destroying the terrifying exam system's research facility, while Mission 5 sets the stage for the final showdown. The climactic battle against Nimbus and the Blue Destiny Unit 2 is described as a challenging fight, with Unit 2 employing powerful beam weapons, emphasizing the need to stop its movement for melee attacks. Additionally, the page provides backstory on Yu Kojima's journey, detailing his development from a standard pilot thrust into a significant mission involving the exam system. It explains the exam system itself as a Xeon invention designed to enhance pilot abilities, later adapted by the Federation, but possessing a critical flaw. The encounters with Nimbus from the previous games are also recapped, setting the stage for their final confrontation in this game. Screenshots throughout the page display gameplay from the different missions, focusing on mobile suit combat and environmental details, as well as character art for you. This page features the dating simulation game Kakusei, Underclassmate, by developer Elf, known for their work on the Dukusei series. The article showcases new visuals and introduces the main cast of heroines, detailing their unique personalities and the different romantic storylines the player can pursue. Characters like Miko Kamiyama, Mayumi Tachibana, Reiko Shindo, Ai Nanri, Mizuho Yuki, Miyuki Ijima, and Maki Midoriya are profiled, highlighting their individual struggles and relationships. The focus is on the game, offering diverse emotional experiences as players navigate the complexities of love and friendship, with each heroine promising a rich narrative experience. This page continues the look into Elf's dating simulation game, Kakusei, Underclassmate, focusing on more of the key heroines the player can pursue. The central profile highlights Nana Minagawa, described as the youngest girl and a dreamy romantic who loves shoujo manga and believes in her Prince Charming. She's earnest about falling in love but is naive. Her personal data, including her 153 centimeters height, a blood type, May 1st birthday, and B78W59 per hour 87 measurements are listed. The page also profiles several other potential love interests. Mahoko Mochida, a florist who the protagonist meets casually. Mika Yamashita, a tired student working part-time at a coffee shop. Shizuka Mitsuki, the school nurse whose position creates a barrier. Ryuko Kanu, an art student interested in the protagonist's physique, and Tina, a mysterious transfer student princess. The article emphasizes Nana's desire for a wonderful romance and the presence of many rivals, promising diverse and challenging relationship paths in the game. The artwork showcases Nana and provides small illustrations for each character's profile, giving a taste of the emotional depth and character variety players can expect. This page features the third installment of coverage on the exciting RPG, Grandia. The main focus this time is on revealing brand new battle screenshots and detailing the game's unique combat system. The page showcases the game's vibrant 3D environments and 2D character sprites engaged in dynamic battles. Key characters like Justin, Fina, Sue, and Gadwin are shown with their HP displayed. The article explains that Grandia's battle system moves away from traditional turn-based RPGs towards a more action-oriented approach. It uses a command input system combined with a time-based gauge, referred to as the IP gauge, that determines character and enemy turn order and actions, including movement and attack cancels, which is a significant departure for the genre. The screenshots highlight different combat scenarios, including the use of magic and special techniques, suggesting varied strategic options. There's also discussion about the on-screen display, including character HP and MP, and speculation about the function of the IP gauge. The article expresses anticipation for this innovative battle system. This page continues the deep dive into the world of Grandia, moving beyond just the combat system to explore specific locations players will visit. It highlights the starting town of Palm, focusing on its bustling port district and its atmosphere. The article notes the importance of the port for trade, and mentions the ferry service connecting to New Palm. It also delves into the mysterious salt ruins, described as holding ancient wisdom and being under heavy guard. Screenshots show the ruins' exterior, interactions with guards, and characters preparing to enter, hinting at the secrets they hold. A large map-like image gives a wider view of the ruins area. Brief mentions are made of New Palm, a settlement founded by people from Palm across the sea where Fina resides, and Lek Mine, an abandoned industrial-era mine, now potentially home to monsters. Finally, a fascinating bonus section showcases the detailed sprite work and animation patterns for characters like Justin and various monsters, including skeletons, dragons, ghosts, and giant birds. This section emphasizes the care put into bringing the characters to life through smooth and varied animations for actions such as jumping, retreating, and attacking, demonstrating the level of polish the game aims for outside of combat as well. The page overall gives a solid look at the diverse environments and character fidelity players can expect. This page dives into the world of Hanagumi Taisen Columns, a delightful crossover blending the beloved Sakura Wars characters with the classic Columns puzzle gameplay. Featured prominently are key members of the Imperial Combat Review like Sakura Shinguji, Maria Tachibana, and Iris Chateaubriand, interacting with a Columns game board. The article explains the core Columns rules, matching 3 or more gems of the same color vertically, horizontally, or diagonally to clear them. What makes this version unique are the battle mechanics tied to the Sakura Wars theme. Clearing gems fills a spirit gauge, which powers special actions like attack and defense. Attack sends nuisance gems to your opponent, while defense helps clear incoming clutter, offering a strategic layer to the standard puzzle action. The ultimate move involves a magic gem, which, when cleared, can trigger powerful effects like wiping out all gems of a specific color on the screen, creating massive chains, and potentially turning the tide of the match. Screenshots illustrate the game board with character portraits, showing the attack and defense gauge levels and the hectic gameplay. The overall tone expresses excitement for the game's release, highlighting the fun blend of Sakura Wars charm and competitive puzzle action. This page focuses on the upcoming game Martian successor Nadesico. It's a romance-adventure game where players will interact with the female crew members of the Nadesico. The article details the game's unique system, which is split into 2 parts: story mode and battle mode. In story mode, players engage in conversations to build relationships and raise affection levels with characters, aiming to capture their heart. Battle mode puts players in the cockpit of an Estivalis mecha to engage in combat against the Jovian lizards, providing a contrast to the relationship-building aspects. Screenshots show character interactions, and a large key visual features protagonist Akito Tenkawa, and other characters within or alongside the Nadesico's mechs. The page highlights the blend of classic adventure game conversation elements with strategic mech battles, promising an engaging experience for fans of the series. This page covers the romance adventure game Martian successor Nadesico, detailing its story and mecha battle system. This page continues the deep dive into the Martian successor Nadesico game,
focusing heavily on the romance and relationship-building aspects with the female crew members aboard the ship. It highlights the core concept of fostering tokimeki, or heart-pounding excitement, through interactions. Key mechanics are detailed, such as the virtual room, where players can engage in dates with characters to increase their affection levels. The game also features a system to check the current affection status with the various girls in Akito's room. Crucially, the article points out that you shouldn't forget the male characters. They play significant roles, including acting as rivals for the protagonist Akito's affection. Characters like Jun Aoi, Seiya Uribatake, and Gai Daigoji are featured, underscoring their importance beyond just the story. The time management system in story mode is also explained. Each action the player takes consumes 1 hour of in-game time, adding a strategic layer to deciding who to interact with and when. The page showcases several characters prominently, including Izumi Maki, Ruri Hoshino, and Hikaru Amano, with screenshots demonstrating in-game interactions and character portraits. Finally, there's a brief section showcasing related merchandise like jigsaw puzzles, indicating the game is part of a larger promotional push for the franchise. This page delves into the secrets of the campaign mode in Advanced World War, Last of the Millennium. It reveals that unlike standard battles, unit production isn't tied to individual maps. Instead, you gain victory points, VP, based on map objectives, which are then used to develop and produce new units between missions. Old units are retired as new ones are developed. The flow of the campaign involves winning a map, developing and producing units with earned VP, reorganizing your general's troops, and then moving on to the next map. Generals gain experience in battle and level up, improving their attack and defense parameters, which boosts the capabilities of their subordinate units. Generals also possess special skills that can provide significant advantages in combat, such as increasing attack range or unit sight. These skills are gained upon leveling up. Between battles, players can organize their troops in a hangar-like system, assigning units to their general. Units can also be upgraded or broken down here. The page also touches on branching scenarios in the campaign, noting that player actions or battle outcomes can lead to different paths through the war, simulating historical alternate possibilities. It highlights the strategic depth involved in managing your forces and generals throughout the campaign. This page continues our look at Advanced World War, Last of the Millennium, specifically diving into the various maps and scenarios you'll tackle while playing as Germany in the campaign mode. Aptly titled, Complete Map Explanation, all about the German front, it walks us through key historical battles from the initial declaration of war in 1939 all the way through 1941. We get glimpses into the infamous White Plan and the Battle for Warsaw, showcasing the early blitzkrieg tactics against Poland. The 1940 Western Front is detailed with scenarios like the Manstein Plan, the lightning blitzkrieg on Paris, the defensive battle for Paris, and the strategic Schlieffen Plan scenario. The pivotal Battle of Britain and the subsequent Battle of Brest highlight the air and naval conflicts. The page then moves into 1941, covering the massive Operation Barbarossa against the Soviet Union, the Balkan Invasion Operation, and the crucial North African Front, including battles like the Master of the Mediterranean. Each section provides a screenshot of the in-game map or a scene, offers a brief historical overview, and explains the game's representation of the event. This gives players a clear picture of the diverse strategic challenges they will face, from land invasions to air and naval engagements. Finally, the page teases that map data will be included as a poster appendix in the next issue. It's clear the game aims to provide a comprehensive and historically grounded experience across multiple fronts. This article details the Sega Saturn port of Manx TT Superbike, highlighting its expanded features beyond the arcade original. Challenge mode pits players against 8 rivals on 4 courses. Other modes include 2-player battle mode, time trial, and Ghost Rider, allowing racers to compete against their own best times. 8 customizable bikes, each with unique characteristics, are available. The Saturn version significantly expands on the arcade content, adding reverse/mirror courses and variations with different weather effects, for a total of 4 distinct environments per course. Screenshots showcase the competitive racing, split screen, and detailed bike models, emphasizing the port's robust feature set. This page gives us an exciting look at Sky Target, focusing on the incredible giant bosses making their way to the Sega Saturn. As a port from the arcade, the game is making good progress, revealing the first 6 stages and their formidable adversaries. We see glimpses of Mission 1 over the sea, featuring the Halbert bomber. Mission 2 in the clouds introduces the menacing Talwar flying wing. Mission 3,
taking us to a jungle stage with the massive Flamberge airship and a city stage defended by the agile Vajra helicopter. Mission 4 is a tense missile intercept mission, culminating in a fight against the colossal Scepter ballistic missile. Finally, Mission 5A descends into a tight canyon where the heavily armed Hrafnir ground battleship awaits. The sheer scale and detail of these bosses are impressive, promising intense aerial combat and a true test for pilots. This page dives into the latest iteration of Sega's popular soccer series, J-League Victory Goal 97. The developers are aiming for the best live commentary and CPU AI in the industry. Building upon the previous year's version, with a focus on presentation, the game boasts an impressive 10,000-word non-stop commentary system, featuring well-known Japanese commentators, Katsuhiko Kaneko and Kazushi Kimura, plus a unique foreign perspective from Girolamo Panzetta. Victory Goal 97 includes 6 game modes inherited from the previous title: Exhibition, Cup Tournament, Superstar, allowing custom teams of star players, J-League and S-League, full season play, and penalty kick challenges. Key gameplay improvements include enhanced input for set pieces like free kicks and penalties, making them easier to control, and more intense aerial battles. The game features the latest data, incorporating the new J-League club Vissel Kobe and updating player and uniform information right up to release. Motion capture technology is utilized to create realistic player movements, adding to the game's authenticity. Screenshots highlight the in-game action, menus, and the commentary team in their booth. This page features the classic visual novel Kakusei, meaning underclassmate or junior, for the Sega Saturn, developed by Elf Corporation. It's a romance game prominently featuring an anime illustration of a schoolgirl with long purple hair under reddish-brown leaves, looking shyly or pensively. The main slogan translates to, "I want to convey the pounding of my heart to you." Given Elf's history and the clear 18 years and over rating symbol on the right, this is a dating simulation aimed at a mature audience. The page also displays the official Sega Saturn logo, confirming compatibility. This page is a vibrant showcase for Compile's popular puzzle series, Puyo Puyo. On the left, we see Puyo Puyo Sun, newly released for the Sega Saturn, featuring the titular Sun Puyo and a large cast of beloved characters like Arle Naja, Carbuncle, Satan, and Schizo Weggy. The game introduces the new Sun Puyo rule and allows players to choose from multiple main characters. It's highlighted as the latest in the series and is available for 4,800 yen. There's also a small mention of the upcoming Tokyo Game Show Spring 97. The right side is dedicated to the third All-Japan Puyo Masters Tournament, set for March 30th, 1997, at Makuhari Messe. This major event features various competitive brackets including junior, ladies, and silver tournaments, alongside events like cosplay and a voice actor audition. The tournament welcomes players across multiple platforms using Puyo Puyo titles. Admission details and a special Puyo Masters Tour package are also listed for fans eager to participate or spectate at this grand celebration of Puyo Puyo skill. This page showcases Jante Battle Cosplayer, a unique mahjong game for the Sega Saturn. It's highlighted as the first game of its kind to integrate both anime illustrations and real-life imagery, specifically featuring beautiful cosplayers. The core concept revolves around playing mahjong battles against a diverse cast of characters, both drawn and photographed, with the goal of collecting a wide variety of costumes. The page features vibrant anime character designs and photos of the real-life models who portray them in the game. It mentions the game includes 18 anime characters and real-life personalities, supported by 3 voice actors. Released in April 97 for 6,800 yen, it promises intense 4-player mahjong battles with a fun cosplay twist. There are also mentions of special campaigns offering in-game gifts and prizes upon release. This page features 2 distinct titles for the Sega Saturn. On the left, we see Digital Jigsaw Puzzle D-Jig, a puzzle game offering 72 or 108-piece challenges. It highlights 2 themes: Tin Toy featuring classic robots, and Aquaworld with underwater visuals. The game includes BGM orchestration with puzzle completion and options for viewing completed images or editing movies. It was released on April 25th for 4,800 yen. The right side showcases Dragon Master Silk, a 3D comical RPG. The artwork features vibrant anime characters. It's described as a Sega Saturn exclusive, and includes dungeon exploration with automapping and digital animation sequences totaling over 60 minutes. The game features a cast of popular voice actors. Dragon Master Silk was scheduled for release on March 21, 1997, priced at 6,800 yen. First print editions included a character sticker, with a special white bonus offering a premium Teleca card. This page showcases two diverse Sega Saturn titles. On the left is Panel Tier Story, Keirun no Daibuken, a unique map-making RPG where you literally create the world as you adventure. Featuring charming, Chiba-style characters, it promises a free and open adventure experience. It was scheduled for release on February 28, 1997, priced at 6,200 yen. And there was a campaign offering chances to win digital adventure items like portable CD players and watches. On the right, under the banner, "Dreams only become real when they are realized," is Planet Joker, described as a dramatic 3D shooting game and the first work from the new generation Genius Genesis project. This title features impressive 3D polygon combat and integrates animation into a dramatic story that unfolds through missions. It looks to be a mech combat game featuring a cast of female characters. It was slated for a March 7th release at 5,800 yen. The page also highlights the staff behind this game, noted as the first public submission production staff, possibly part of a larger initiative. Interestingly, Naxat Soft is also running a public recruitment drive for game creators, seeking programmers, designers, planners, voice actors, and more, inviting aspiring and freelance talent to join their project-based development, covering genres like simulation, adventure, 3D shooting, and puzzle games. This page features two distinct games. On the left is a feature for those who hunt elves, a Command N-type adventure game based on the popular manga series. It brings the anime world to the Sega Saturn, promising plenty of fan service. The artwork is vibrant, showcasing the main characters Ayanari, Ritsuko, and Ina, alongside various chaotic scenes from the series, including the infamous tank. The game was scheduled for release in April, priced at 7,800 yen for 2 discs. It highlights the involvement of voice actors like Tomokazu Seki, Yuko Miyamura, Michi Tomizawa, and Megumi Hayashibara. There was a pre-order campaign to win a Calisol painting, and it mentions other related media, like the manga, video/laserdiscs, TV anime soundtrack, and drama creds already available. On the right is Fantastep from Jaleco, described as a love and courage fantasy story. The presentation uses an open book motif with screenshots displayed on the pages, suggesting a strong narrative focus. It highlights staff like the character designer Shinya Sadayuki and main theme music composer Yukihiro Takahashi. The game was set for simultaneous release on Sega Saturn and PlayStation on April 25 for 5,800 yen, excluding tax. It proudly notes its appearance at Tokyo Game Show Spring '97 and winning the SEISA Award '96. The text emphasizes that the player's thoughts will weave the story in this adventure. This page features two distinct game advertisements. On the left is Voice Fantasia, a voice fantasy adventure game from Ask Kodansha, slated for release in May '97 on both Sega Saturn and PlayStation. It highlights the voice cast, including Hiroko Konishi, Chisa Yokoyama, and Hiroko Kasahara, shown alongside their anime characters. The game appears to blend anime visuals for day scenes, with live-action segments featuring the voice actors for night scenes, promising a unique experience focusing on the power of voice. It was priced at 6,800 yen, excluding tax. On the right, the page showcases Legend of the Galactic Heroes, a tactical simulation game for the Sega Saturn. Based on the renowned space opera series, the ad features key characters like Reinhard and Yang, set against a backdrop of spaceships and the vastness of space. It notes that the game is a tactical simulation and is already on sale with great reviews for 5,800 yen, excluding tax. A related official game guidebook from Tokuma Shuten is also highlighted, available for 900 yen. The tagline mentions two heroes carving galactic history. This page is a vibrant spread showcasing two different aspects of the gaming world. On the left, we have an advertisement for Digital Age SSSS, a Bishoujo adventure game for the Sega Saturn, set for release in May, priced at 5,800 yen. The ad features several anime characters, including a prominent blue-haired girl,
and highlights tines like a radio drama and a music CD release. The right side serves as the cover for Super PC Engine Fan Volume 2 Deluxe, a special edition magazine for PC Engine enthusiasts. The big draw here is the inclusion of a bonus 2-disc CD-ROM set, 1 disc each, for the PC Engine and PCFX systems. The magazine boasts a major feature on Dragon Knight 4, along with complete strategy guides for titles such as Last Imperial Prince, Firewoman Gumi, Mirror Gracchum, and The Last Revelation. It also includes a permanent preservation edition of the PCFX software catalog. The bonus CD-ROMs contain trial versions of several games, character galleries, an OVA theater feature, and notably, the full version of the PC Engine game Moteke Tamago. This jam-packed issue was released around April 18th for 1,980 yen. This page provides an in-depth strategy guide for Assault Suit Lanos 2, focusing on the challenging stages 4 and 5. The guide highlights the shift in difficulty as the game progresses, moving beyond the initial training stages. For Stage 4, the focus is on protecting the transport ship at the shuttle base. It's crucial to destroy enemy tanks quickly before they damage the ship, as this affects your score. The guide suggests getting high-powered weapons and prioritizing the destruction of enemy units protecting the tanks, recommending you move ahead of the transport ship to clear the path. Stage 5 transitions into full space combat, offering 360-degree movement, which requires precise control. The strategy emphasizes escaping enemy attacks and monitoring your position. Specific difficult points are addressed, including tackling the anti-lock, as with its relentless Gatling fire using shields, and the RLV-4 weapon, dealing with invisible burrowing mines by attacking the ground, and defeating the boss as units Garwin and Karen. Garwin is noted for its horizontal attack pattern, best countered by staying near the screen edge and focusing fire. Karen is considered weaker, but uses a widespread laser attack. The guide also touches on using the boost mechanic as a high-speed movement option, but warns against overheating. It concludes with a teaser for Stage 6, hinting at infiltrating the Hardia space fortress to confront the creator of the Garwin units. Overall, the page provides valuable tactical advice for navigating the increasing complexity of the game. This page offers a comprehensive guide for the final chapter of the survival horror title, Enemy Zero. Following on from previous guides, this installment aims to help players reach the game's ending by navigating the complex and dangerous environments. The guide covers key locations such as the stair room, cargo hold, and Parker's room, detailing objectives like using the manual lift, dealing with multiple enemies in the cargo hold, and finding items or triggering events in Parker's room. It highlights the perilous connecting passageway, emphasizing the need to proceed cautiously while being surrounded by enemies and advising players to take them on one by one. Maps are provided for the connecting passageway leading to the stair room and the cargo hold leading to Parker's room, aiding navigation through the ship's layout. The guide also touches upon the game's narrative, referencing Kimberly and Laura's journey and their encounter with Parker as the story reaches its climax. The goal is to help players overcome the final challenges and experience the emotional ending. This page provides a detailed strategy guide for Daytona USA, Circuit Edition, focusing on helping beginner players conquer arcade mode and achieve first place, specifically utilizing the Max car. The guide highlights the unique driving characteristics of the Max, emphasizing that its handling is better suited for grip driving rather than excessive drifting, a key point for mastering this vehicle. Strategies are laid out for various circuits, including Dinosaur Canyon, Seaside Street Galaxy, National Park Speedway, Desert City, and 3-7 Speedway. Each section gives specific tips for navigating challenging corners and utilizing potential shortcuts to gain an advantage with the Max car. A crucial technique covered is the rocket start, presented as essential for getting off the line quickly and securing an early lead. The page also announces a time attack contest, inviting players to submit recordings of their best lap times on specific tracks for a chance to win exclusive Sega Saturn and Daytona USA merchandise. This page features a large vertical advertisement on the left for the Super Dimension Fortress Macross. Do you remember Love? A horizontal scrolling shooter based on the classic movie, coming soon to the Sega Saturn. The ad highlights the game's interactive elements and high-quality visuals, promising to revive the legend for players. The right side is dedicated to the Saturn Kingdom, a news and information hub for Sega Saturn fans. It includes News Dynamite, a section packed with Saturn-related news, game tips, and fan content. The page also details the SNK Live Tour 97, a nationwide event where players can get hands-on with the latest SNK titles, including the new Samurai Showdown RPG and a real bout Fatal Fury Special Championship. Additionally, there's a brief mention of a new high-tech amusement zone called Padu, opening near Osaka Dome, featuring virtual reality attractions. The Saturn Kingdom section is presented as a valuable resource for readers, covering various topics listed with page numbers. This page is a reader response form for Sega Saturn Fan Magazine, allowing readers to connect directly with the publication. It's set up like a postcard for easy mailing, requesting essential information like name, address, age, and phone number. Readers can use this form to enter contests, indicating which prize they desire from this issue's giveaway. A significant part of the form is dedicated to gathering reader feedback and opinions. There are sections for ranking favorite items or games, and a specific game scorecard section where players can rank and rate titles they've played. This section includes popular Saturn and arcade titles like the action platformer Elevator Action Returns, the puzzle game Cleopatra Fortune, the classic arcade port Zap, Snow Brothers, and the unique simulation title Roommate Ryoko Inoue. The page also provides space for readers to submit general feedback, fan letters, illustrations, or even manga, addressing specific sections like the Conehead Club or Ranking Street, highlighting the magazine's connection with its audience. The Sega Saturn page features the third All-Japan Puyo Masters Tournament, expecting 20,000 participants, with various divisions, and online/postcard entry. A Bubble Bobble 3 campaign includes in-store demonstrations. Voice actors from Sentimental Graffiti visited, and Jaleco launched a homepage for the game Paradise. Number 1 race queen Shioka Suzuki makes her voice acting debut in Phantasm. A Dynamite present section offers prizes like a You're Under Arrest telephone card and more, entered via magazine application. Finally, the Pickup section highlights recent releases, including soundtracks and anime/concert albums. This page dives deep into the strategies for managing a zoo simulation game, offering crucial tips for success right from the start. It emphasizes smart expansion, building only what's necessary, and acquiring valuable animals efficiently. The guide details facility placement, explains how to choose the right animal habitats based on their needs, and offers advice on maintaining animal comfort without overspending, highlighting the importance of balanced nutrition. It also covers animal compatibility for successful cohabitation and provides a systematic approach to breeding animals for profit and evaluation increases, suggesting which animal types are best for this. The ultimate goal is to create star animals that attract visitors. Overall, it's a comprehensive breakdown of key gameplay mechanics to help players master the game and avoid common pitfalls. This page delves into the mechanics of the card battles in the game Hypersecurities Is, specifically focusing on the parameters and special moves of both player and enemy characters. It reveals detailed parameter breakdowns for characters categorized by their fighting style, either martial arts or car chase, across different difficulty levels represented as low, medium, and high. The parameters cover stats like HP, battle, attack power, defense power, persuasion, spirit power, defense technique, and eloquence. The page also provides a comprehensive list of special moves for the 3 main player characters, Yunuchi Tenka, Mitsusawa Yuga, and Fukisaki Ayame, detailing the move, name, type, and effect in battle. Furthermore, it includes a similar list for various enemy characters, explaining their unique skills and what impact they have during the card battles. This information is crucial for players to understand character strengths and weaknesses and plan their strategies effectively. This page presents a comprehensive database of Sega Saturn software and peripheral releases available up to February 21, 1997. It kicks off with a guide to compatible accessories, listing essentials like the multi-controller, mission stick, and expansion RAM cartridge. The main content features a massive list of 525 game titles categorized by genre. You'll find breakdowns for fighting action games like Virtua Fighter, Street Fighter Zero, and the King of Fighters. Action titles including Nights into Dreams, Panzer Dragoon, and the legendary Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, role-playing games like Grandia and Dragon Force, simulations such as Sakura Wars and SimCity 2000, and adventure titles including Myst and D. Each game entry provides key data like publisher, release date, price, required backup space, supported peripherals, and age rating. What's really cool is that it also incorporates reader feedback, listing an overall score and historical ranking based on surveys, giving a snapshot of how these games were received by the fans back then. It's a fantastic resource, showcasing the depth and breadth of the Saturn library at this point in its life.
This page continues the expansive Sega Saturn database, diving into several distinct gaming genres available on the platform up to February 1997. It features extensive lists for sports games, with 41 titles covering everything from golf and baseball like Pebble Beach Golf Links and Big Hurt Baseball, to football like Striker 96, and wrestling with WWF in your house. The race category lists 22 games, highlighted by iconic racers like Daytona USA, Sega Rally Championship, and the futuristic Wipeout. Puzzle fans are covered with 45 titles, including popular series like Puyo Puyo 2 and Columns 97. The database then moves into the action-packed shooting genres, detailing 25 2D shooting titles featuring classics such as Thunder Force Gold Pack and Radiant Silvergun, alongside 36 3D shooting titles, prominently showcasing groundbreakers like the Panzer Dragoon series and Gungrafon. Each entry provides crucial details like the publisher, release date, price, and compatibility info, but the real insight comes from the included overall scores and historical rankings derived from reader surveys, offering a valuable perspective on how these diverse titles were received by the Saturn community at the time.
This page continues the Sega Saturn database, presenting a diverse array of software and the essential hardware that powered the system. It kicks off with a substantial list of 32 mahjong titles, a popular genre in Japan, followed by 19 education and database programs. Next up are 18 centigrams collection titles, showcasing digital art. The final software section covers 45 other software titles, a catch-all for unique and less common genres, like puzzle compilations, fighting games, and even karaoke software. These software lists, like those before, include valuable overall scores and historical rankings derived from community feedback, giving you a sense of their reception at the time. The database then shifts focus to the hardware itself, listing the various Saturn console models released. This transitions into essential peripherals, detailing different controller pads, joysticks, and other input devices like racing controllers, light guns, keyboards, and arcade sticks. Finally, it lists other peripherals, such as memory cards, modem adapters, Clydrom drives, and expansion cartridges. Each hardware and peripheral entry includes details like the manufacturer, release date, price, and a brief functional description. It's a comprehensive look at the full Saturn ecosystem, from specialized software genres to every piece of kit you could connect to the console.
This page features a reader questionnaire offering a chance to win prizes, including Sega Saturn software and special telephone cards. Readers are asked about their background, gaming preferences, and opinions on articles and games listed in accompanying tables. The contest prizes include copies of several Sega Saturn games: Martian successor Nadesico, After All, Love Wins, Manx TT Superbike, J-League Victory Goal 97, Samurai Showdown, Bushido Retsuden, Dragon Master Silk, and Graduation Crossworld. There's also a special Neon Genesis Evangelion telephone card available as a prize. The questionnaire uses lists of articles from the current issue, other gaming magazines, and various gaming platforms. It also references a comprehensive list of Sega Saturn software, numbered from 701 to 940, covering a wide range of genres that were available for the console at the time. Readers are asked to evaluate games based on criteria like character design, sound quality, value, controls, addictiveness, and originality. Instructions for filling out the questionnaire on a postcard are also provided, emphasizing care when writing numerical entries for computer processing. This page celebrates the magazine's 100th issue anniversary with a second set of printable CD jackets, featuring 8 iconic game titles that previously graced the cover. These aren't just pictures. They include condensed strategy and tips selected by the editorial team. A gallery shows the covers from issues 15-24 of 96, giving you a peek at some classics like Langrisser 2i, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Fighting Vipers, Shining the Holy Ark, Mysteria, The Realms of Lore 2, and Virtua Cop 2, among others. Moving on, the page dives into the Ranking Street section, presenting Sega Saturn sales data based on actual figures from stores. It covers 2 weeks in February 97, offering insight into the market. Commentary highlights the strong performance of arcade ports from Sega's STV board, with Puyo Puyo Sun notably climbing to the top spot in the second week. They also touch on the sales trends of other genres, noting that intense shooters like Tsukyu Gurentai had high initial sales but didn't maintain top positions. This page is dedicated to Langrisser 2i, presenting it as a valuable CD jacket feature, likely for printing or collecting. It showcases beautiful illustrations of the main characters, including the protagonist, his companions, and possibly antagonists, alongside a tactical battle screenshot. Key information highlights that the main character's starting abilities in this simulation RPG are determined by answering questions at the game's outset. This is a classic feature of the series, influencing initial stats and possibly class progression. The page also delves into the game's mechanics under point guidance, noting a significant departure from previous entries by abandoning the traditional turn-based system for simultaneous movement and battle processing. The combat is presented with a dynamic 3D view. Additionally, a section titled Urtek Shu offers a collection of helpful tips, ranging from scenario selection and adjusting difficulty levels to managing MP, accessing voice messages and a sound test after clearing the game, utilizing the auto-arrange feature for troops, and even skipping the opening movie. The content provides a good overview of the game's core features and offers practical advice for players. This page is all about the classic dating simulation game, Tokimeki Memorial. It's presented as a valuable CD jacket feature, highlighting the game's appeal. The central artwork features two of the prominent girls from the game in athletic wear, setting the scene for the high school romance theme. The content provides an overview of the game, explaining its premise of living out high school life, balancing studies and club activities, and ultimately confessing to the girl of your dreams for a happy ending. It highlights that achieving this goal involves interacting with various unique girls. Detailed profiles for several key girls are featured, including their appearance conditions, required stats, and special events. This gives players insight into how to meet and successfully date each character. The page also offers helpful point guidance and Urtek tips, such as how to call characters using their phone numbers, a note about a battle minigame, and even a trick to manipulate initial character stats when starting a new game after clearing it. It's clear this guide aims to help players navigate the complex social simulation and achieve their desired outcome with one of the many potential love interests. This page continues the valuable CD jacket feature, this time focusing on the fighting game classic, Street Fighter Alpha 2. The striking artwork features Sakura and Ryu as children, setting the tone for the game's roster, which includes both returning and new characters. The page gives a brief overview of Street Fighter Alpha 2, highlighting it as the 9th entry in the series, and mentioning the inclusion of hidden characters and original combos. A key section is dedicated to unlocking hidden characters, providing the specific button inputs needed on the character selection screen to play as Akuma, Ryu, and Dalsim. Another section explains the original combo system, noting its flexibility and how players can create intricate combos by linking various moves. The majority of the page is then dedicated to showcasing recommended original combos and specific moves for a large portion of the game's roster. It provides visual examples and brief descriptions for characters ranging from fan favorites like Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Sagat, to Alpha series newcomers such as Sakura, Nash, Charlie, Guy, Rolento, and Dan. This serves as a handy guide for players looking to master their favorite fighters and utilize the game's combo system effectively. This page dives deep into the secrets of Battle Arena to Shinden Yura, a Saturn exclusive title building upon the PlayStation original. It emphasizes that this version is a new series for the Saturn, retaining the core fighting system but adding unique characters and hidden elements, making it a truly deep experience. The guide prominently features the Yura mode, highlighting it as a special mode packed with various options like transparent backgrounds and adjustable effects. Accessing this mode is straightforward, requiring a specific button input sequence right on the press start screen. The page also details other tricks, like manipulating the title screen background and selecting character colors using button combinations. Crucially, it provides lists of special and hidden moves, not just for the main roster, but also for hidden characters introduced in this version, like Mondo, Duke, Ellis, Tracy, Rongron, Rippers, and Vermilion. There's even a dedicated section for moves exclusive to the Yura mode characters, specifically mentioning Repless and Wolf. Finally, players are given tips on how to interact with the ending CG sequences, allowing them to enlarge or shrink the visuals using controller inputs. This page is an essential resource for anyone looking to uncover everything this unique entry in the Toshinden series has to offer. This page features a detailed guide for the classic RPG, Lunar Silver Star Story. It highlights the game as a full-scale fantasy RPG, focusing on a young boy's growth and love, emphasizing its wealth of hidden items. The guide also touches on the game's origins, noting this Saturn release is an enhanced port of the Mega CD Sega CD version, featuring new original characters, added events, and integrated anime and CG demos to enhance the story. A significant part of the guide is dedicated to acquiring hidden items, explaining that their methods differ from typical items
and often involve checking character equipment or being tied to specific events. The page specifically details how to obtain special items like the Orb of Magic Eye, the Ring of Disease, and the Tear of the Devil, linking their acquisition to key moments, characters like Requa and Damon, and locations such as Vane, Rykon Village, and Berg. It also includes lists summarizing various equipment and items, outlining their effects, and where they can be found. This page features a comprehensive guide for the simulation RPG Riglord Saga 2. It highlights key aspects of the game, including its genre as an SRPG, incorporating battlefield elevation differences, and emphasizes a new system where skills can be combined to unleash powerful fusion skills. The guide proudly showcases a detailed list of over 200 skills, categorized systematically, and reveals the specific combinations required to perform these fusion techniques. While the page contains extensive tables outlining individual skill stats, MP costs, target types, and effects, these serve as a practical reference for players mastering the game's combat system. It also provides a list detailing which skill pairs result in which fusion skills. The focus is on empowering players to understand and utilize the deep skill customization and combination mechanics. This page dives into a detailed guide for Virtua Cop 2, the arcade hit ported to the Sega Saturn. It kicks off by highlighting the game's objective, protecting Virtua City and its residents. The guide promises to reveal crucial points for beating the game and hints at some hidden techniques. The point guidance section confirms this is a port of the popular arcade shooter, emphasizing the recommendation of using the light gun peripheral for the best experience. A particularly interesting section focuses on unlocking and using special Oltec codes, effectively cheat codes. It explains how to activate them, specifically mentioning a code for unlimited machine gun ammo by inputting a command on the second player's pad. It also details codes like changing the size of enemies to Big Head and enabling a mirror mode where the stages are flipped horizontally, offering a fresh challenge for veterans. The majority of the page is dedicated to analyzing enemy appearance patterns across different stages and branching routes within the game, such as Downtown, Seaside Drive, One Deck, Bridge, Arcade Line, and Saturn Way. It provides specific details on where and how many enemies will appear at certain points in each route. Finally, it touches upon the final stage boss battle against Fang, and suggests focusing fire on the missiles he launches to avoid taking damage. Overall, it's a focused guide aimed at helping players master Virtua Cop 2, from basic strategy to exploiting cheats and understanding enemy behavior. This page provides a guide for the space simulation game Legend of Galactic Heroes. It includes details on the game's release and basic information. The core content is a detailed event list for both the Galactic Empire and the Free Planet Alliance factions, outlining key moments and dates within the game's timeline that influence gameplay. It also includes a section analyzing the impact of different fleet formations on combat effectiveness, showing diagrams and statistics for various formations like horizontal line, vertical line, and dense array, detailing their strengths and weaknesses in range, movement, attack, and defense. There's also a point guidance section briefly introducing the game, based on the famous novel and manga, and emphasizing its focus on strategic space battles and fleet command. Screenshots display the tactical map and character portraits, giving a glimpse of the game's interface. The guide aims to help players navigate the complex historical events and master the strategic elements of large-scale space warfare. This page presents the monthly Ranking Street feature, showcasing reader-submitted game rankings and reviews. Topping the charts this month is the adventure title, Even Burst Error, which has also earned a place in the magazine's all-time top 10. Readers praised its compelling story and striking graphics. Other games appearing in the list include Daytona USA Circuit Edition, Dynamite Cop, Mega Man 8, and Tomb Raider. The detailed review section for Even Burst Error shows overwhelming positive feedback, with readers highlighting the game's intricate plot and strong presentation. While some comments touch on minor criticisms like the ending, the overall sentiment is highly favorable, celebrating Even Burst Error as a must-play adventure game. This page continues the Ranking Street feature, presenting reader feedback on several recent releases. Coming in at number 2 is Daytona USA Circuit Edition. While readers praised the game's enjoyable racing feel and exciting BGM, some felt it didn't improve enough from the original arcade version and criticized aspects like the camera and difficulty balance. The developers mentioned working to enhance the experience based on feedback. In third place, Dynamite Cop, known as Dynamite Dika in Japan, received positive comments for its fun action gameplay, interesting characters, and dynamic camera work, particularly the story involving rescuing the president's daughter. However, some found the attacks repetitive, the enemy count low, and the overall difficulty too easy.
The developer expressed interest in the possibility of future installments.
Mega Man 8, ranked 4th, didn't have enough submissions to calculate a percentage score. Readers who sent in cards generally liked the new graphics, sound, and straightforward controls. Criticisms included simplified stage design, low difficulty, and boss fights that felt generic. Capcom's comment focused on celebrating the series' anniversary and hinting at future projects. Finally, Tomb Raider secured the 5th spot with an impressive 95% positive rating. Players were highly impressed by the detailed graphics, the feeling of exploration, and the puzzle-solving aspects. The main complaints revolved around camera control and some awkwardness in Lara's movement. The developer thanked players for their support and hoped they enjoyed discovering the game's secrets. This Sega Saturn ranking feature highlights reader feedback on recent releases. Super Casino Special and 2 Tax Gold tied for 6th. Praised for atmosphere and characters but criticized for difficulty and quiz content, respectively. Blast Wind placed 10th. Praised for smooth gameplay and graphics but needing improved stage design. Hyper 3D Pinball, 11th. Was liked for visuals but disliked for controls. Time Gal and Ninja Hayate, 12th. Was enjoyed for nostalgia but felt lacking in polish and content. Tenchi Muya Ryoki Aniraji Collection, 8th. Received positive feedback for music, but criticism for the drama's pacing. Shinrei Jusatsushi Tarumaru, 9th. Was liked for characters and boss fights, but felt repetitive and easy. The article encourages reader reviews for future issues, with a deadline of March 11th, focusing on Virtua Fighter Kids, WWF in Your House, and Sega Ages releases. This page delves into Sega's development process and reader opinions on upcoming and released games. The Sega CS development diary entry follows Team Pineapple as they bring Advanced World War, the Millennium Emperor's Dominion, to the testing phase after overcoming various challenges. We also get a look into the history of programmer Manabu Ishihara,
tracing his career from Sega's arcade hits like Rabbit Mole and Dark Edge to his work on the Saturn's Pro Yaku Greatest 997. A screenshot of this baseball game shows its impressive polygon and motion capture graphics, highlighting Sega's technical efforts. The Ranking Street section features both reader-ranked released games and a wish list of desired titles. The Best 30 list includes recent hits like Resident Evil, Cyberbots, Last Bronx, and Pro Yaku Greatest 997, showing what players were enjoying. The Wishlist Best 10 reveals strong reader demand, with Final Fantasy V2 and Dragon Quest series ports, especially new entries, topping the list, demonstrating the console's potential and player hopes. The page also encourages reader interaction through gift campaigns and calls for letters. This page focuses on the real-time game ranking, compiled from reader votes. A key highlight is the comparison of 2 concurrently released games, with Even Burst Error impressively ranking 2nd, demonstrating strong player support and satisfaction. The ranking system introduces a new good rating percent to show how positively players viewed each title. The main table presents the real-time ranking for Saturn software released up to January 24th, showing how games fared based on reader votes, including their rank changes and the new good rating. Top performers include Sakura Wars, Even Burst Error, and Far East of Eden, The Apocalypse, alongside many other titles. The page also features an accumulated ranking Best 20, which lists the all-time top games based on accumulated points, featuring popular titles such as Sakura Wars, Virtua Fighter 2, and The King of Fighters 95. An explanation of the voting and point system is provided. This page is a community-focused section of the magazine, encouraging readers to take a break and enjoy the spring. It features various reader contributions, including the free column, where fans share personal stories, movie experiences like watching Nausicaa, anecdotes about game bugs such as one encountered in Christmas Nights, and their thoughts on game characters and narratives, particularly in RPGs. In the Voices of Desired Ports section, readers express their wishes for specific games to be ported to the Saturn, mentioning titles like Mado Monogatari and Battle Legger. The Illustration Gallery showcases reader artwork featuring characters from games like Resident Evil and Fake Down, demonstrating the fans' artistic talent and love for various titles. A dedicated section titled My Chosen Oshi Heart Game highlights a reader's personal favorite Saturn games. They specifically praise the King of Fighters series and Princess Maker 2,
discussing the challenge and enjoyment these games offer. Other smaller sections include a short manga strip in Kid's Secret, a reader's report from Tokyo discussing playing games at Joyopolis, notes on RPG strategy, and comments on reading game magazines and interviews. It's a vibrant collection of community voices, sharing their diverse interests related to gaming and life. This page is a fan-driven hub for Sega Saturn enthusiasts. Dedicated sections like Imperial Theater Guards, Sakura Wars, Friends of Dragon Force, and Cornhead Club, Tokimeki Memorial, showcase fan art, discussions, and strategies related to specific games. Other sections, like EVA Complementary Committee, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Lunar Magic Guild, and Corn Kids Network Board, General Discussion, cover a variety of games and topics, including game difficulty, art techniques, and desired game ports. Overall, the page reflects the passionate and diverse Sega Saturn community. This page features a preview of Shin Samurai Spirit's Bushido Retsuden, the RPG entry in the popular Samurai Showdown series. It highlights the game's basic system and story, promising a wealth of information for series fans, including character secrets and new narrative elements. The game features familiar characters venturing through two distinct scenarios, playable in any order, offering different adventures. One path sees heroes traveling Japan to confront Amakusa, 100 years after his defeat, while the other follows adventurers seeking to protect the world from a demonic sorceress. Screenshots show exploration and battle sequences. Elsewhere on the page, the Sega Am Freak Corner showcases fan art dedicated to Sega Am 2 titles, including characters from Fighters Megamix. The recurring Cornhead Club section continues to provide a space for fan interaction, featuring Q&A sessions with the editors and fan submissions like art and game recommendations, alongside guidelines for contributors. This page continues the preview of Samurai Showdown RPG, detailing key elements of the game's adventure system. It explains the turn-based combat, featuring action icons for various maneuvers, and powerful special moves called Oku-Ugi that unlock as characters grow stronger. Travel between regions requires passing through checkpoints, necessitating special permits obtained through events. The game utilizes a three-person party system, with comrades recruited at the Samurai Tavern, and many familiar faces from the fighting series are available to join your quest. Saving your progress is uniquely handled by finding Kuroko, the iconic referee, scattered throughout the world. The preview also highlights the 6 main protagonists you can choose from, each with their own distinct opening sequence and motivation for embarking on their journey. Character art is presented, showcasing the main cast and their individual reasons for fighting, reinforcing that this RPG stays true to the characters' roots while offering a new adventure. This page dives into Quo Vadis 2, Assault Armor Ovenray, a simulation RPG centered around strategic mech combat. It reveals the features of the 6 distinct planets that serve as battlegrounds, each presenting unique environmental and political challenges. Battles are fought in real time, with communication and news reports influencing the unfolding situation. The page introduces the Goa Army's next main assault armor, the GX, known for its high stealth capabilities thanks to an optical jammer, earning it the nickname Shadow among the enemy. Character art features Donner, Anna Garris, and Emma O'Connor, key figures involved in the interplanetary conflicts. The report also showcases new CG illustrations of the protagonists' A2 mech from front and rear views. This page delves into the battle system of DX Hired, finally revealing the intricate details of how combat unfolds. The game leverages 3D space extensively, offering 4 fundamental movements: the sidestep for lateral evasion, the spin turn allowing 360-degree rotation, the side jump which moves laterally and into the background, and wall/ceiling kicks for vertical maneuvers. Combat is described as non-stop offense and defense, emphasizing the ability to chain these movements directly into attacks. Examples shown include transitioning from a sidestep into an attack, launching attacks after a side jump, and linking complex sequences like a spin turn followed by a sidestep to get behind an opponent before attacking. The side jump is highlighted as a fresh movement not typically found in traditional fighting games, adding a new dimension to strategy. The game also features a combination attack system, referred to as an autonomous link. By pressing buttons with precise timing, players can chain techniques together continuously, with the potential for links up to 8 hits. The screenshots demonstrate various characters, including those identified in the UI as Boy, Seiya, Sao Tome, and Mello, executing these dynamic movements and attacks within detailed 3D environments. The developers are focusing on making the non-stop flow of attacks and defense through strategic movement a core feature. This page gives us a detailed look at the action shooting game Mobile Suit Z Gundam, specifically focusing on the first part, Zeta's Pulse. It's based directly on the anime series. With this initial release covering events up to episode 21, you take control of Camille Bidan in the Gundam Mk2 and engage in mobile suit combat across various environments. The article highlights stages 3 through 6, showing how the development is progressing. Stage 3 involves a confrontation with Layla Mira Layla, piloting her Garibaldi Beta, tied to the 30 Bunch incident. Stage 4 sees you descending towards Jaburo on Earth, facing off against Paptimus Sirocco in his transformable Masala. In Stage 5, you go underground to rescue Rekoa, encountering Jared Mesa and Kakrakan Ca Cooler in Marseilles. Finally, Stage 6 follows the Argama crew back to space, where you battle Bluram Blutarch and his Ashamar mobile armor. The screenshots showcase the 3D gameplay and the iconic characters involved in these key story moments. This page provides a continue report on the 3D dungeon RPG, Dragon Master Silk, delving into its features and early gameplay. The game plunges you into dungeons infested with monsters and packed with treasures, where you guide Silk and her companions to defeat the Dark Lord. Combat can be handled automatically via AI or manually through player commands, with the auto battle proving useful for grinding levels. Dungeons hide valuable items, like keys and weapons, but also traps designed to trip up adventurers. Scattered throughout are magical spheres that provide benefits upon collection, and specific spots can either fully heal your party or inflict damage from explosions. A helpful map system allows for quick travel to previously visited locations. The article previews Area 1, highlighting the initial boss, Lafferty, described as a formidable foe who can transform. Silk's companion spirits offer helpful advice and support during the adventure, though sometimes they can get caught in traps themselves. The game is presented as a recently released title, focusing on the flow of gameplay from the beginning. There's also a humorous illustration of a pink elephant and small portraits labeled Lost Child and Sick Young Girl, suggesting encounters or characters within the game world. This page provides a detailed look at Sugyu Crossworld, a love story adventure game set in the Sugyu series, but this time casting the player as a high school student protagonist named Junhito Shinju, rather than the teacher role from previous titles. The article introduces the game's premise as recounting the protagonist's summer vacation love story with girls from the series. Gameplay involves navigating locations on a map, specifically Yokohama's Naka Ward and Chinatown, interacting with girls through conversations to deepen relationships. The game world features a dynamic time system, where time progresses and events occur. A key feature highlighted is a compatibility test at the start of the game, which determines the main heroine among the featured girls. The page includes narrative segments, recounting encounters with characters like Rika Yutani and Shizuka Nakamoto, detailing specific in-game events such as a date with Shizuka that faces complications, and a storyline thread involving inheriting the protagonist's uncle's dream to fly. The report also touches upon Shizuka's personality and health issues. The overall impression is that the game focuses on exploring character relationships and following the unfolding narrative, with the basic system centered around map movement and time progression. This page gives us the lowdown on the arcade port of Crypt Killer, known as Henry Explorers in Japan. It's a fast-paced 3D shooting game where you blast your way through hordes of grotesque monsters to uncover ancient secrets and find hidden treasures. The game is a faithful port of the arcade experience, supporting two-player co-op mode, which is essential for tackling the onslaught of creatures like skeletons, gargoyles, mummies, and massive bosses. You'll travel through 6 distinct stages, including eerie forests, cursed ruins, a golden tower, and a deadly cave. A cool feature is the branching paths you can choose between stages, which keeps things fresh and changes the levels you encounter here. You're not just stuck with one weapon. You can pick up various powerful items, like auto shotguns, scatter guns, Gatling guns, and grenade launchers, to deal maximum damage. Keeping an eye out for treasure chests and pots is key, as they contain these weapon upgrades and health items. The article highlights the satisfying feeling of mowing down enemies with these powerful weapons.
It looks like a solid arcade blast for the Sega Saturn.
This page features a look at 2 distinct games. On the left is Planet Joker, a polygonal shooting game fused with anime elements, casting the player as the leader of a special unit defending Tokyo from a mysterious invading force in their giant mechs. The game features story sequences depicted through movies and allows players to choose from different mech types, utilizing various shot, charge, and bomb attacks as they progress through stages culminating in large boss battles like the Air Fortress. On the right is Worms, the classic action strategy simulation game, where teams of worms battle across destructible terrain. The article highlights the game's blend of action and strategy, emphasizing the need to consider factors like wind and landscape when using the wide array of weapons and items. It notes the game supports up to 4 players simultaneously and features a landscape generator allowing for diverse battlefield types, from sweet Candyland to fiery hell. The gameplay revolves around skillful use of movement tools like the ninja rope and tactical attacks to eliminate the opposing team. These screenshots showcase the game's unique visual style and varied environments. This page dives deep into the world of horse racing simulation, with Classic Road on the Sega Saturn. This isn't just about watching races. It's a comprehensive experience where you handle everything from breeding champion bloodlines using a detailed pedigree system to training your horses with specific programs at various tracks like Dart, Woodchip, and the Saka Slope, each impacting different stats. The game lets you manage your stable, keeping track of your horse's conditions and preparing them for the big races. A major draw is the inclusion of famous horses from the past decade, allowing you to race against legends in historical scenarios, spanning from 1988 to 1997. There's even a super horse mode, specifically for challenging these equine icons. For multiplayer fans, Classic Road supports up to 4 players, competing through scenarios or engaging in the new Battle Box modes, including a large-scale CR Battle Royal. The race scenes themselves are beautifully rendered, with realistic camera work, letting you fully enjoy the culmination of your training efforts. It's a deep sim for anyone serious about the sport, or just curious about what it takes to breed and race a champion. This page features a look at 2 distinct puzzle action games for the system. First up is Blast Chamber, known as Kyubaku in Japan. This title is a frantic future sport where players navigate complex, rotating 3D cube puzzles under the intense pressure of a ticking bomb strapped to their back. The goal is to reach the crystal within the time limit, or face a fiery end. The screenshots showcase the intricate, metallic cube environments, highlighting the need for quick thinking and precise movement to manipulate the space and reach the objective. The game includes various items and supports competitive multiplayer for up to 4 players, adding to the chaotic fun. Oh, that is a feature on Gusen Oyo, an engaging puzzle game with a unique twist. Players take control of the characters Gusen and Oyo, guiding them through stages often threatened by rising water. The core gameplay involves manipulating blocks, using items, and overcoming obstacles to safely reach the exit. The artwork and screenshots show the charming characters and the precarious levels, where strategy is key to avoid drowning or other hazards. The game offers a variety of modes, including a story mode supporting 2 players, competitive versus play, challenge stages, and endless survival modes, providing plenty of ways to enjoy the gameplay. This page dives into 2 distinct areas of Sega Saturn content. First, we look at Gameware Volume 4, a substantial multimedia compilation presented across 2 discs. This volume expands on previous releases by adding significantly more video and audio content. It includes various user-playable demos and minigames on one disc, while the other is packed with video content, digital comics, and game information. Notable featured games include a revamped vertical-scrolling action title called Pibit Boy's Great Adventure, and new mini-games like a block puzzle and a slot machine. There are also unique user participation sections like a database of student profiles and an RPG creation corner. The page also features Advanced Variable Geo, a fighting game making its debut on the platform. This title focuses on intense battles between female characters, many of whom engage in cosplay, representing various fictional family restaurant chains. The game introduces 9 main combatants, each with their own distinct style and affiliation. It offers 3 primary modes: a standard arcade-style normal mode, a story mode following a specific character's journey through the Variable Geo tournament, and a versus mode for competitive play. The game is highlighted for its visual appeal and fan service, alongside its core fighting mechanics. This page is dedicated to the magazine's Impression Review series, focusing on upcoming and newly released Sega Saturn software. It highlights 2 main titles, Neon Genesis Evangelion Second Impression and NBA Jam Extreme.
The feature kicks off with an introduction to the magazine's lineup of reviewers, providing context for the opinions presented. First up is Neon Genesis Evangelion's Second Impression, an adventure game continuing the story of the popular anime series. The review touches upon the game's evolution from its predecessor, mentioning the use of polygon graphics and the faithful continuation of the narrative. It seems to be a game aimed squarely at fans of the show, delving deeper into the anime's world and characters. Adjacent to that is the review for NBA Jam Extreme. This arcade-style basketball game is also discussed in terms of its polygon graphics and attempt to create a dynamic, realistic feel. The reviewer comments on the character models and the flow of the action, providing overall impressions of the gameplay experience. The game receives a combined score of 7.8 from the panel of reviewers, indicating a generally positive reception for its fast-paced basketball action on the Saturn. The page also notes upcoming software releases for the period of March 7th through March 14th. This page continues the Now on Sale Saturn Soft Impression segment, diving into reviews for several new and upcoming Sega Saturn titles. We start with Yushun Classic Road, a horse racing simulation game that features detailed horse models, though some reviewers felt the overall presentation was a little behind the curve, resulting in an average score of 6.6. Next is Gameware Volume 4, a compilation disc offering demos and information that reviewers found to be a good value proposition, scoring a 5.6 average. The classic turn-based strategy game Worms gets a look, praised for its chaotic fun and strategic depth, particularly in multiplayer, though some found the random elements could be frustrating. It earned a 5.2 average. Moving on, the page features Shutoku Battle 97, known in the West as Tokyo Highway Challenge 97, a street racing game where reviewers felt the sense of speed was impressive, but mastering drifts could be tricky, scoring an average of 6.0. The popular football series is represented by J-League Victory Goal 97, which saw improvements in its polygon graphics and gameplay feel compared to the previous year, making it an enjoyable football experience with an average score of 6.0. Lastly, the action puzzle game Zoku Gusun Oyo, the sequel to Gusun Oyo, is reviewed, highlighting new modes and refinements that made it accessible and fun for both new and experienced players, also achieving a 6.0 average. The reviews showcase a diverse range of genres available for the Saturn. This review covers several Saturn releases: Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story. The Judged, a final trilogy entry, received a 5.8, criticized for a cold story despite interesting space combat. Valleys and Explorers, 6.0, was praised for replayability and atmosphere, but with rough character visuals. Planet Joker, 4.0, suffered from uninspired shooting gameplay and dated graphics. Criticom. The Critical Combat, 4.0, was liked for its roster, but lacked character growth and had a high difficulty. Advanced vs. G, 4.4, was praised for its character designs, but felt dated and lacked impact. Finally, Kira Kira Poppet, 4.4, a basic puzzle game, was criticized for frustrating controls and unclear objectives. This page reviews several Sega Saturn games. Short reviews highlight Nightruth voice selection, radio drama, strong voice acting but lacking narrative. Wolf Fang Kuga 2001, vertical shooter, customizable robots and branching paths. Manx TT Superbike, arcade port, excellent graphics, realistic bike handling. And Sorcerer Hunters R, anime/manga adaptation, episode coverage, command-based gameplay. A roundtable discussion covers Neon Genesis Evangelion's Second Impression, horse racing games, detailing mechanics and popular titles. J-League Pro Striker 97, comparing it to the previous year's version, and Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story 2-1, The Judged, emphasizing difficulty and multiple endings. Screenshots illustrate gameplay. Side panels provide release dates and prices. This page features information on Koei's popular Angelique series and introduces a new Bishun idol raising simulation. The left side is dedicated to Angelique, highlighting Angelique World and Angelique Special 2. It showcases the series' distinct character art and notes it's a romance/simulation genre. It also promotes associated guidebooks and fan communication volumes, detailing game information and character details. The right side introduces the new title, It's New Hop Step Idol. This is presented as a popular Beautiful Boy idol raising simulation and begins a monthly feature in the magazine. It includes Idol Encyclopedia Volume 1,
profiling two of the characters with background information and stats. A special short manga titled Idol Manga Lesson 1 is also included, featuring these characters in a comic strip format. The page also announces the launch of an official fan club for Hop Step Idol, encouraging membership from fans of all genders. A small panel mentions a new commercial reveal related to one of the characters. This page provides an exciting update on the ever-popular Tokimeki Memorial series, showcasing its expansion across various platforms. We see news on the arcade game Tokimeki Memorial Oshiate Your Heart, a unique title where player interaction influences character reactions via sensors, resulting in a collectible printed postcard featuring new illustrations. The page also covers console releases, including the puzzle game spin-off Tokimeki Memorial Taisen Puzzle Dama and Tokimeki Memorial Selection Fujisaki Shiori for the Saturn, which features minigames like Aki, Muite, HOI. For PC gamers, the Saturn version, Tokimeki Memorial Forever With You, is announced for Windows 95, promising high-quality graphics. Beyond the games, the article highlights related media, including a live concert video and an album for the character Shiori Fujisaki. It's clear the Tokimeki Memorial universe is thriving, offering fans multiple ways to interact with their favorite characters. This page provides an in-depth analysis of Jackie Bryant in Virtua Fighter 3, highlighting why he is considered one of the strongest characters. The article emphasizes his ability to overwhelm opponents with varied two-choice 50-50 attacks, building on the system changes from Virtua Fighter 2. A key strength is his versatility from the low kick, which can lead to guaranteed follow-ups like throws, or his powerful elbow spin kick for reliable knockdowns. The analysis details the strategic options available after landing a low kick, including mixing in the double low kick to set up throws or countering opponent reactions. The feature also breaks down strategies following Jackie's rising elbow, a tricky but effective move that transitions into the elbow spin kick on a clean hit. It covers the optimal follow-ups when the rising elbow counter hits, granting frame advantage for devastating mix-ups like the spin kick, or specific strikes like the dash hammer kick or neckbreaker. Advice is also given for navigating situations when the rising elbow is blocked, suggesting defensive options like escapes or different follow-ups. Furthermore, the article discusses reliable combo opportunities, such as the specific conditions needed to guarantee the combo elbow spin kick, and effective follow-ups when the opponent is stunned, often leading back into the spin kick for strong damage and wake-up pressure. Finally, reliable air combos are showcased, noting their effectiveness against most characters and highlighting the high-damage jumping knee stamp as a practical ender. This page is an AM2 News Roundup, diving into recent happenings from Sega's celebrated AM2 division. A major focus is placed on the Virtua Fighter 3 Morinaga Angel Cup Tournament Finals, covering the top players across different age and gender classes, culminating in the overall Japan Championship. The page also highlights the impressive performance of a Korean player using Akira in an international tournament, showing how the global scene was developing. You get insights directly from Virtua Fighter 3's developers about the excitement surrounding the game and the tournament. Beyond the fighting ring, the page announces the release of a comprehensive official guidebook for Scud Race, emphasizing AM2's hands-on editing and featuring a stunning visual of the game's graphics. There's also news for music fans with the release of a new vocal arrangement album for Virtua Fighter 3's soundtrack by composer Takenobu Mitsuyoshi. Finally, a quick report from the AOU Arcade Show previews Virtua Striker 2 and the networked linked version of Scud Race, showcasing the excitement around AM2's arcade releases. The page rounds off with a giveaway for Scud Race items. This page is an AOU special feature, following up on the arcade show highlights mentioned on the previous page. It dives into new arcade hits from Sega's AM Labs. The main focus is The House of the Dead from AM1 Lab, a horror gun shooting game that makes a huge impact with its realistic graphics and terrifying zombie enemies. The article highlights the visceral depiction of taking down zombies and mentions the branching story paths determined by player actions, including saving survivors. It also points out the cinematic CG demos integrated into the game, giving it a movie-like feel, from the tense intro to scenes that branch based on the story. AM3 Lab is also featured with Top Skater, a realistic skateboarding simulation game. The piece praises the game's ability to capture the feel of skateboarding with impressive graphics, and even includes licensed professional skaters, making the experience truly authentic. Finally, the page previews new Sega arcade prizes that were exhibited, scheduled for release that summer. These include a Sega Girls Special line, featuring cute deformed figures from popular Sega and licensed franchises like Sakura Wars and Neon Genesis Evangelion, alongside keychain mascots and plushies, catering to fans of these series. Please provide the text you would like me to summarize. This page dives into the world of Hyper Ultech, revealing advanced and hidden techniques across various Sega games. It even features a ranking system for the submitted tips, awarding points based on practicality and uniqueness. Highlights include a guide on triggering a specific event in the Japanese game room Mate to view a shower scene, requiring players to launch the software multiple times and visit a location at a precise in-game time. For the RPG Far East of Eden, the Fourth Apocalypse, there are tips on enhancing an item's initial MP and a humorous combat tactic involving a specific item. Racing fans of overdriving GTR can learn how to access different game modes and track types by using controller button combinations during selection. The popular shoot-'em-up Jikyu Oshibari Parodius gets a full spread of cheat codes, offering everything from two-player mode and hidden characters to invincibility and stage select. Tips are also shared for the boat racer Virtual Quixote and the sports game Dai Undukai. Finally, the magazine puts out a call for readers to submit their own hidden game techniques for various Sega systems. This page is dedicated to a massive fan appreciation giveaway celebrating the magazine's 100+1 issue milestone. It features a special present campaign offering readers a chance to win a wide array of rare and desirable items from various Sega departments and partners like Atlas and ASC2. The prizes span numerous popular Sega franchises, including game software for systems like the Mega Drive and Game Gear, as well as a wealth of merchandise. Among the prizes are collectibles from iconic series such as Sonic the Hedgehog, Virtua Fighter, Sakura Wars, Dragon Force, and Last Bronx, featuring items like posters, figures, trading cards, and apparel. There are even unique items, like a replica Dukyusei, if school uniform, and character cell art. While the majority are giveaway items, a separate section also lists figures from Sonic the Fighters and Nights into Dreams available for purchase. This extensive list showcases the breadth of Sega's output and the magazine's connection to the industry, offering fans a chance to acquire some truly cool gear. Note that the Dukyusei costume prize has specific requirements for applicants. This page continues the massive fan appreciation giveaway campaign from the previous page, showcasing prizes from various companies. Readers can win game software like Dark Savior, Tomb Raider, and Enemy Zero, alongside merchandise such as stickers, posters, telephone cards, and coasters from companies like Climax Entertainment, Konami, and Taito. The rules for entering the giveaway are also listed. The main focus, however, is the Coming Soon feature on Metal Slug, highlighting its explosive run-and-gun gameplay, detailed visuals, and the ability to pilot the powerful Metal Slug vehicle. It also details original content added specifically for the Saturn version, including new game modes and an art gallery, featuring character illustrations like Sophia. The next page features a coming soon look at 4 exciting titles heading to the system, showcasing diverse genres from strategy RPGs to puzzle and racing games. First up is Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Kong Ming's Story, a simulation RPG where you guide Zhuge Liang through tactical hex-based battles, recruiting allies, and influencing history. The screenshots highlight the strategic combat maps and character interactions that drive this historical narrative. Next we have Magical Drop 2 Eyes, bringing its frantic, bubble-popping puzzle action to the Saturn. Beyond the classic addictive gameplay, this version boasts new attack patterns, a larger roster of 16 playable characters, and a unique new Shugoroku mode that adds a board game layer to the puzzle challenges, shown in the vibrant screenshots of the gameplay grid and character select. Then, Uncharted Waters 2 Set Sail, a deep historical simulation RPG of exploration and adventure in the 16th century. You choose one of 6 protagonists, each with a different background, to explore the world, engage in trade, make discoveries, and battle rival ships in simulation combat, depicted in screenshots showing world map travel, port scenes, and intense naval engagements. Finally, Deca 4 Coup. Tough the Truck shifts into gear, an off-road racing game challenging you with powerful 4WD vehicles across diverse and demanding terrains, like snowy mountains, scorching deserts, and rocky canyons. Screenshots showcase the varied environments and the rugged trucks tackling the tough tracks. Several upcoming Sega Saturn games are highlighted. Those Who Hunt Elves adapts the anime into an adventure game, focusing on character selection, exploration, and dialogue. Top Angler Superfishing Big Fight 2 simulates realistic freshwater fishing with detailed environments and diverse bait options. Assault Rigs is a fast-paced 3D shooter where players pilot a tank through levels.
Prattle Disc Special Edition presents a digital collection of Japanese schoolgirls. Farland Story Bond of Time is a strategy RPG with an enhanced battle system. Finally, a Sega Saturn word processor peripheral is also mentioned. This page presents a status report on a variety of upcoming Sega Saturn titles, giving readers a glimpse into the console's exciting future lineup. The page covers a broad range of genres, including action, RPGs, simulations, adventures, and fighting games. Several notable games are featured, such as Resident Evil, Biohazard, the highly anticipated RPG Grandia, entries from the popular Lunar series, the anime-based Martian successor Nadesico and Slayers, fighting games like Last Bronx and Cyberbots, Full Metal Madness, and strategy RPGs like Langrisser IV. The report also includes updates on titles based on dating sim franchises like Dukyusei 2 and Tokimeki Memorial, as well as licensed games from major anime like Macross and Mobile Suit Z Gundam. Development status is provided for each game, often including a percentage indicating its progress or the confidence in its release, with Dragon Master Silk notably listed as complete. The page serves as a comprehensive update for fans eager to see what new experiences are heading to the Saturn. This page provides a detailed look at the future software lineup for the Sega Saturn, presented in a calendar format broken down by release month and status, such as spring, summer, fall, and undecided. It offers a comprehensive list of titles that were anticipated by fans at the time. The list includes a vast array of genres, showcasing the Saturn's diverse library. You'll find major fighting game entries like Virtua Fighter 3, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and Sonic the Fighters, alongside popular RPGs, such as Grandia, Lunar, Eternal Blue, and Suikoden. Action and adventure fans were looking forward to titles like Resident Evil, various Mega Man games including Mega Man X4, and the original Doom. Simulation games like Civilization and Commander & Conquer are also present, indicating a broad appeal. The page also highlights numerous licensed games based on popular anime and Japanese properties, including entries from Neon Genesis, Evangelion, Mobile Suit Gundam, Slayers, Martian successor Nadesico, Macross, the Tokimeki Memorial series, and Angelique. Beyond these big names, the list features a wide variety of other games, ranging from sports titles and puzzle games, like Magical Drop 3, to unique Japanese releases and strategy games. Overall, the page effectively communicates the sheer volume and variety of games in the pipeline, promising an exciting future for Sega Saturn owners, with something for nearly every taste, even listing accessories like a word processor keyboard set and basic programming software. This page announces the upcoming issue of Sega Saturn Fan Magazine, slated for release on Friday, March 14th. The left side contains an editor's note reflecting on Chunsoft's impact on the Saturn market and mentioning reader gift campaigns. It also includes magazine contact information and details on how to interpret the game specification tables found within. A comprehensive game index lists titles and their page numbers, serving as a directory for the issue's content. The main focus of the page is a vibrant advertisement for the game Monster Slider, a puzzle action title described as Slide Action, offering an exhilarating experience that's welcoming even for newcomers. The ad features character art, including the main mascot girl and Frankenstein's monster, along with screenshots showing the block sliding gameplay. Monster Slider is priced at 5,800 yen and was scheduled for release on March 28th, accompanied by a campaign giving away original telephone cards to 100 winners monthly. This page features a showdown between two Mobile Suit Gundam titles for the Sega Saturn. On the left, it previews Mobile Suit Z Gundam, bringing the early part of the TV series to life with shooting action and anime visuals, set for release on March 28, 1997. On the right, the focus is on Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story 2I, the final installment in the thrilling 3D shooting series immersing players in the One-Year War, launching on March 7, 1997. Both games showcase detailed mobile suit models and screenshots of the action. This page is dedicated to Neon Genesis Evangelion. Second impression for the Sega Saturn. The left side features a striking image of Asuka Langley Soryu in a swimsuit, accompanied by her iconic vertical line, Anta Bakaa, which translates to, "You idiot?" Below is the Saturn Fan logo with release details for this special issue. The right side highlights other key characters, including Rei Ayanami, Shinji Ikari, Misato Katsuragi, and Ritsuko Akagi. Focusing on a support file for the game, this section is presented as a detailed file for EVA fans, promising to provide comprehensive information about the game, from its initial plot points to its systems. It's clearly a guide or feature designed to assist players and deepen their understanding of this adventure title,
based on the popular anime series. This page continues the deep dive into Neon Genesis Evangelion. Second impression. On the left, you'll see familiar faces like Rei, Shinji, Asuka, Kaji, Misato, and Ritsuko, alongside the game's new character, Mayumi Yamagishi, accompanied by dialogue snippets hinting at the game's story and character interactions. The main feature on the right breaks down the game's core characteristics. It highlights the significant expansion of the original story, presenting players with Episode X, a new narrative arc featuring numerous branching paths determined by your choices as Shinji Ikari, leading to diverse outcomes. A major upgrade from the previous game is the complete shift to 3D polygon graphics for the intense EVA battles against the Angels. This transition allows for more dynamic and visually impressive combat sequences, complete with motion capture and detailed environmental rendering. The article notes that battles are designed to be accessible, while offering expanded weapon options, including new active swords and other arms, adding depth to the strategic gameplay. Overall, the page emphasizes the game's blend of anime-like presentation with enhanced visuals and a robust, player-driven narrative experience. This page continues our look at Neon Genesis Evangelion. Second impression. On the left, the focus is on the game's new character, Mayumi Yamagishi, a transfer student who brings a mysterious aura to the story. It seems her interactions with Shinji and the others will be a key element. We also see the welcome return of the Earth Defense Band, featuring the familiar faces of Shinji, Tuji, and Kensuke jamming out. The article notes that Mayumi might even step up as a vocalist, adding another layer to this fan-favorite element from the previous game. The right side elaborates on the game's striking polygon graphics used for the EVA and Angel battles. As expected from a Sega Saturn title, the combat is now rendered entirely in 3D polygons. The development team has clearly put effort into making these encounters look dynamic and realistic, employing techniques like bump mapping and glow shading, along with careful lighting and motion capture to enhance the models and their movements. The screenshots showcase EVA Unit 01 clashing with Angels in different locales, promising visually engaging battles that take full advantage of the console's capabilities. It's clear this game is a significant step up in presentation. This page introduces the cast of characters in Neon Genesis Evangelion. Second impression. It highlights the main trio: Shinji Ikari, the pilot of EVA Unit 01, Rei Ayanami, the enigmatic pilot of Unit 00, and Asuka Langley Soryu, the fiery pilot of Unit 02, noting her pride and genius. The page also details the supporting characters, including key nerve staff like Operations Chief Misato Katsuragi, Development Chief Ritsuko Akagi, and the Operations Room crew, including Maya Ibuki, Shigeru Ayoba, and Makoto Hyuga, as well as Commander Gendo Ikari. Shinji's classmates Kensuke Aida, Tuji Suzuhara, and class representative Hikari Horaki are also featured. Finally, it introduces Mayumi Yamagishi, a new character original to this game, described as a quiet transfer student from a Un family, who appears to take an interest in Shinji. The article provides a brief overview of each character's role and personality in the game. This page dives into the core systems of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Second impression. It explains the game's structure, which follows a flow from opening and prologue through scenario parts and battles, culminating in an epilogue and ending. The key feature highlighted is the branching scenario system, where your choices directly influence the story's progression and unlock different scenes and events. A major mechanic discussed is the affection value system, a hidden parameter that tracks Shinji's relationship with other characters like Asuka and Rei. This value changes based on your choices and significantly impacts dialogue variations within the same scenes, the availability of certain scenarios, and even who can be your partner in battles. Higher affection can lead to more favorable interactions, while lower affection can result in difficulties, even preventing characters from joining you in combat. The page shows examples of how dialogue and character reactions change based on this value. It also notes that these values can be increased during battle sequences. Finally, the page mentions the inclusion of TV anime-style movie previews, stating there are variations available early on in the game, adding replay value as you see different previews depending on your progress. The screenshots clearly show the visual novel-style presentation for scenarios and 3D graphics for battles. This page delves deeper into the systems of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Second impression. Starting with a look at the Nerve file menu, which functions as the game's save and load system. You can enter your name here, with the interface designed to mimic handwriting. General gameplay involves saving your progress at various points, including during scenario branches. The game includes a movie play feature, allowing you to watch unlocked anime cutscenes like TV episodes. A completion rate section tracks your progress through the story based on the number of unique scenes you've viewed. The basic system options cover standard settings like file management and viewing tutorials. Beyond the main game, there's a full of extras section highlighting bonus content. This includes Asuka's scribbles, which appear as doodles within the Nerve file menu after clearing certain conditions. A sound library allows you to listen to music from the game and the anime. Finally, there's a unison game, a rhythm-based minigame where you try to match Asuka's movements by pressing the correct buttons, adding a fun extra challenge. The reviewer seems impressed by the range of bonus content offered. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Second Impression's battle system emphasizes the importance of timing and strategy. The HUD displays critical information like the synchro gauge, pilot Evangelion synchronization, distance to the angel, and a time gauge, crucial for successful attacks and defenses. The time gauge's color indicates attack or defense opportunities, with specific moments allowing for powerful strikes. Distance management and weapon selection are key, as angels adjust positions. Dodging requires precise timing of directional inputs. The umbilical cable, powering the Evangelion, adds a time-sensitive element. Training with Misato Katsuragi in the options mode offers tactical guidance. The game features detailed polygonal graphics and dynamic combat sequences, showcasing the action. This page dives into the story of Neon Genesis Evangelion, Second Impression, picking up from the prologue through the initial battles. It highlights the game's narrative arc, broken down into small scenes, and points out where story branches can occur based on conditions and character relationships. The page presents several key scenes. Scene 1 shows the prologue with EVA units. Scene 2 depicts a chaotic morning at Misato's apartment with Shinji, Misato, and Asuka. Scene 3 shows Shinji at school meeting classmates after an incident. Scene 4 features Shinji's classmates asking about Asuka. And Scene 5 involves a surprising encounter with Asuka and the appearance of Rei. The visuals include character art and screenshots from the game, illustrating the dramatic and comedic moments players will experience in this adventure game, focusing on the human drama alongside the action. This page continues the deep dive into the story arc of Neon Genesis Evangelion, Second Impression, detailing scenes 6 through 14. The walkthrough follows Shinji's experiences, showing his tense interactions with Asuka, his arrival at school with Tuji and Kensuke, and the introduction of the new transfer student, Hikari Horaki. The narrative also shifts to Nerve headquarters, where the detection of the third angel in quick succession is highlighted, featuring characters like Misato, Ritsuko, Gendo, and Fuyutsuki. Later scenes depict school life, including a ped class with basketball and swimming, where Shinji's observations lead to story branches, depending on who he chooses to look at. The page uses character art and screenshots to visually represent these key moments in the game's narrative. This page continues the story walkthrough for Neon Genesis Evangelion, Second Impression, picking up the narrative from Scene 15 and progressing through Scene 25. It showcases Shinji's daily life and interactions, particularly focusing on events at school. Key moments include Asuka's sharp attitude towards others like Hikari, Shinji's interactions with his friends Tuji and Kensuke, and significant encounters with the new character, Makoto. The walkthrough details a pivotal sequence where Shinji bumps into Makoto in the library, scattering her books. This event presents dialogue options that influence the unfolding story, including opportunities for Shinji to help Makoto or say something awkward. The visuals feature screenshots and character art depicting school classrooms, rooftops, and the library, illustrating these branching narrative paths and character development moments within the game. The scenes highlight the game's mix of daily life simulation and character relationships. The next page continues the walkthrough for Neon Genesis Evangelion, Second Impression, transitioning from daily life events to critical mission details. Scene 26 shows Shinji watching Makoto leave, while scenes 27 and 28 depict an argument between Shinji and Asuka, highlighting their volatile dynamic. The tension escalates in Scene 29, with an angel attack, forcing Nerve to deploy the Evangelions to the final defense line. Scenes 30 and 31 detail the pre-launch preparations.
Misato briefs the pilots, explaining the deployment strategy where Shinji, Unit 01, and Rei, Unit 00, are initially tasked with confronting the Angel, while Asuka, Unit 02, is held in reserve. The dialogue reveals character dynamics, particularly Asuka's eagerness for combat and Misato's observations on the Shinji/Rei pairing. Scene 32 introduces a significant branching path based on player choices, specifically the compatibility with Asuka. If compatibility is high, Asuka joins the launch. Otherwise, the mission proceeds with only Shinji and Rei. Finally, Scene 33 confirms the Angel's position, and Misato gives the order for the EVAs to launch into battle, setting up the next major encounter. The screenshots throughout the page feature character portraits, moments of interaction, and imagery related to the nerve base and the impending battle. This page dives right into the action of the first major battle in Neon Genesis Evangelion, Second Impression, detailing how the fight unfolds based on your chosen partner and key events during the engagement. The walkthrough breaks down the battle sequences, first focusing on how the fight progresses if your partner is Asuka or Rei. With Asuka, expect fiery dialogue and potential changes in her actions depending on compatibility and your choices, sometimes leading to unexpected maneuvers. If Rei is your partner, the battle tends to be more calculated, reflecting her calm demeanor and focus on mission objectives. Crucially, the page highlights common events that occur regardless of who your partner is. These include receiving new weapons like the bullet gun or prog knife mid-battle, experiencing the tension of the umbilical cable being cut, which limits your activity time, and facing a critical decision point involving saving civilians. These events introduce dynamic challenges and player choices that influence the battle's outcome. The screenshots showcase the Evangelions, primarily Unit 01 and Unit 02, in intense combat against the Angel, along with portraits of Shinji, Asuka, Rei, and Misato reacting to the unfolding events. The final section depicts the climax of the battle, showing the defeated Angel, the resulting destruction, and the aftermath, marking the conclusion of the first major encounter. It's clear the game offers varied experiences based on player interaction and relationship building. This page features a roundtable discussion with the core development team behind Neon Genesis Evangelion, Second Impression. Director Masahide Kobayashi, designers Koki Motegi and Naoko Hamada, and programmer Masahiro Wakayama, gathered to share insights and experiences from the game's development. They discuss the anticipation for Second Impression, following the sold-out success of the first game, and describe the production process as having a live performance feel, emphasizing the dynamic and immediate nature of their work. A key challenge highlighted was the difficulty of implementing motion capture due to the stark difference in body shapes between humans and the giant Evangelions. The team also reflects on the unique perspective brought by female staff members involved in the project, noting it's somewhat uncommon in game development, especially for an Evangelion title. Overall, the discussion touches upon the team's passion, attention to detail, and the points of satisfaction they found in bringing the EVA world to life on the Sega Saturn. This page continues the roundtable discussion with the development team behind Neon Genesis Evangelion, Second Impression. The developers delve deeper into the specifics of bringing the Evangelions to life, discussing the challenges and successes of using motion capture despite the vast difference in scale between humans and the giant robots, noting it gave the movements a unique, almost human quality. They also touch upon the portrayal of various characters like Asuka, Rei, and Maya, highlighting unexpected sides and crucial story points like Rei's ending and Asuka's potential singing role. The team expresses their satisfaction with the branching scenarios, which allowed for player input, and strongly emphasizes the importance of user feedback on Second Impression for any future developments, including the potential for a third game. They are eager to hear what players think and what they would like to see next, with a prominent message calling for players to send in their impressions, stating, "The director is you!" This section is accompanied by screenshots of the game, featuring Evangelions in action, character art, and further photos of the development team.